understand today's topic, let's take some real use cases from the usual system designs that we talk about. Order processing system. Now we could be processing our orders on Swiggy, Zomato or Uber, Ola, but the rate at which we can process the orders and the rate at which we are receiving the orders might be different. We might be getting orders at a huge rate, but our service might need some time to process those orders. So what do? We put the request in a queue, and then our service can pick it up as and when possible, correct? Another case is inventory management. Now we can do this asynchronously. We can just send a request to a queue, and then our inventory management service can pick up the request and update the inventory as and when required and as and when it can. Similarly, another very common use case is real-time analytics. Now we perform a lot of actions in our systems, and there's a service called real-time analytics service that needs to analyze all the actions that we have taken. So every time the user takes an action, a particular request is sent to a queue, and then this service picks up those requests as and when it can, and then it processes them. Before we move ahead, I would like to take a moment to remind you that the HLD second batch live course is starting on 16 January. Please do sign up as soon as possible. The week-wise curriculums, testimonials, everything is mentioned in detail. We cover so much about databases. There are a bunch of demos that we do. We cover about networking, about examples. There's so much that we are covering. Week-wise curriculum, testimonials, detailed FAQ, everything is available. And whenever you sign up, you also get access to the future live batches. You get recordings for as long as Educourse is alive, that is for lifetime. And if interested, please do not postpone for later, because you have no idea the number of mails and messages I get that we wanted to attend live and now we have missed the deadline. So please don't miss it. If you want to attend live, please do that. Link is in the description. At least check it out if interested. And now let's get back to the video. As you can guess, there are so many more use cases when we use queues, whenever we need some asynchronous processing, or whenever the rate at which the services can process the request is actually slower or different. We can just put the request in the queue and then continue, and our service can process the message or the request as and when it comes. But what is the problem over here? The problem is that there can be so many reasons of our message or our request not reaching its target or its intended destination. Our service could be down, there could be a network failure, maybe the request itself was wrong. There can be so many reasons. Maybe the address that was added was wrong, maybe the expected JSON was not in the correct format. There can be so many reasons, correct? And there should be different ways of handling all of these reasons, correct? Like for example, if the request itself was wrong, if the JSON was wrong, you cannot keep retrying. Versus if there was a network failure, or maybe if the service was down, once the service comes up, it should be retrying it and it should be processing the message. The main point over here is, come what may, if I have trusted and if I have put a particular message in a queue, then the message should not be lost. I should be safeguarding message loss somehow, correct? That is where dead letter queue comes into picture. Dead letter queue enhances the robustness of the system. If I have to explain it to you in very simple terms in one line, basically whatever message you put in a queue and it could not be processed because of some reason, it couldn't reach its target or intended destination, then you take that message and put it in dead letter queue. That is it. And now let's discuss the different ways of handling these messages in the dead letter queue. Retry mechanism is obviously a possible solution. We should keep retrying messages and make sure that no message is permanently lost. That is the obvious expectation, right? That once we put something into a queue, it should never be permanently lost. And that is what we are doing. We'll put it into dead letter queue if it could not be processed by the consumer. There's no use of retrying if there's some problem with the request itself, right? If there's some problem with the message, then obviously we need to debug and analyze and resolve the issue. So having a dead letter queue also helps us resolve the issues. If we just lose the message, if we are not able to analyze it, then we'll never be able to understand, okay, there was an issue and we need to resolve it like that. Versus if we have some messages or some requests in the dead letter queue, we can look at them and we can analyze and resolve our issues. What if there was some misconfiguration? It should not happen that literally all the messages that were going in the queue, you're just putting them in the dead letter queue, correct? Like Otherwise, it is just like a black hole where you're putting all the messages or requests, correct? That should not happen. So that is why you have to check your configurations, you have to do the monitoring and make sure that the next requests that are coming in are able to be processed properly. Just remember that whenever you're talking about life cycle of a message, and especially if you're putting it in a queue, then dead letter queue should be part of your entire life cycle strategy, because you cannot afford to lose any messages permanently. And now let's look at an example. Since Kafka is one of the most commonly used queues, whenever you think of queue, a lot of people just think of Kafka. So let's take the example and let's see that how the messages should be handled. Let's say for this Kafka, there is a producer over here and then there is a consumer. This producer is putting some message, say in topic T1. Basically you organize your messages in topics. I hope you know this much about Kafka. Then this consumer is going to pick up the message and process it. Now suppose there is something wrong with the message that has come. What we are going to do is, this consumer is going to take this message from another message, say with topic T2, we can call it T2 as say DLQ or anything, maybe retry or anything, and we are going to put it again in the Kafka. Basically the producer put the message, the consumer saw that there is something wrong with the message and I cannot process it. The consumer took the message and same message it put in another queue, which is basically the DLQ. And now this message is going to be picked up by another consumer, which is say consumer 2. And now what we could do is probably put the entire thing into S3. Now there are different ways of handling it. I'm just telling you one way. Suppose the consumer 2 takes the entire thing, put it to S3, and as soon as the data is pushed to S3, maybe we have written a lambda function which is triggered from there. And now this lambda function, what it does, it sends a mail to us that okay, there was some error, correct? So basically the consumer puts back the messages in the queue, another consumer picks it up and puts it into S3 for processing, and as soon as some data is put into this S3 bucket, lambda function gets generated and we all get the mail key, okay, there was something that went wrong. I hope you got some idea about the message lifecycle in real systems and different ways in which it can be handled. And let me know in the comments if there are any more topics like this that you would like me to cover. These are very small but very, very important topics that really give you an idea about how HLD is really done in real systems. So if you want me to cover any more such topics, please do let me know. And for more such informative content, please don't forget to subscribe. There are so many people who don't subscribe. It would mean just so much to me. And don't forget to check out Edu courses and the Literate Store. The links to both are in the description. See you next time. Bye.